This is a November 2023 update for Little People, Big World. Let's find out what's new with Tori, Zach, Jeremy, Audrey, Amy, and Matt. Little People, Big World star Tori Roloff is probably no stranger to mom shaming. She literally has gotten shamed since her first son, Jackson, was 4 months old, and fans saw that he had blankets and stuffed animals in his crib. Well, Tori may not have got the memo that babies should not have extra items in their crib, but I mean, maybe she didn't know, and at the time, she had responded by saying, "Friends, I love posting about my boys because I love sharing them with you. But all these perfect parents, I know we all have opinions of how we should parent and take care of our kids, but as mamas, we should be building each other, not tearing each other down. Only you can know what's best for your child." And there were numerous times after that where Tori was called out online, including once when Jackson was climbing a ladder. And the latest time, though, was just a few weeks ago. Fans did not understand why she went to Disneyland with only one of her kids, her oldest Jackson, and left 2 kids at home. But she addressed this online in a Q&A and said, "Why not? No, but really, Lila didn't want to come, and Zach isn't as big fan as Jay and I. Josiah had no opinion, LOL." She also said that Lila doesn't love loud noises and is still a little young to fully enjoy Disney. And once Dad decided he was staying, Daddy's girl wanted to stay with him. So there you go. I mean, I don't know why Tori is always getting all this criticism since day one. I guess people really care about what she's doing. And actually, Audrey gets the same thing, I've noticed, mostly about how she's always taking trips away from her kids or whatever the haters are saying. But speaking of Tori, let's talk about the fact that Matt Roloff's fiancé, Karen Chandler's son, Connor Chandler, we've never seen him on the show, but I mean, he's Karen's son, did an interview, I don't know why, where he said that Zach and Tori might be joining Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob and opting not to be on TV anymore. Apparently, he says that as far as he knows, Zach and Tori do not want to be on another season if the show were to continue, and they just want to do their own thing. I'm not super surprised about this because Tori seems to be stepping up her game in terms of being an influencer, because I mean, they don't really have another job except for the show and influencing. So if she's stepping up her influencing, that could be a hint. Connor also alluded to the fact that season 25 may be the last and that they rarely see Matt. I'm sure this interview did not go over well with Tori and Zach if they saw it. Karen is basically enemy number one, and this is coming from her son, so not good. I imagine if they are quitting, they definitely want to announce that in their own way and in a way that makes PR sense for them. Meanwhile, pumpkin season just wrapped up, and we saw Amy wear so many costumes this year and totally participating still. My fave was this Merida Disney costume with the red wig. It's hilarious. I mean, this is their main business on the farm, but behind the costumes, so much family drama and conflict, you know? But Amy's still out there, guys, doing her thing. Audrey and Jeremy have brought back their podcast. Well, they revamped it, and it's called These Are the Days. And this is something that Jeremy and Audrey tell themselves in their chaotic or whatever life moments. It reminds them to be present, I guess, and enjoy the moment. Something about perception and how you can change your perspective. And yes, it does come a little holier than thou, and, you know, looks from their Instagram like they have this perfect life. And Jeremy actually did talk about how the show was, in his words, golden handcuffs. So although he doesn't regret doing it, he said it gave them a ton, but also took things. He mentioned that Matt kept kind of threatening to sell if they didn't do more of the show or something about the show, and that losing the farm was the biggest tragedy of his life. Basically, the new place that they just got is like their new quote-unquote farm or dream, if you will. They thought maybe they would leave Oregon. A lot of their friends did, apparently. They were looking for a space that also where they could do like private or public events. Kind of sounds like, you know, just like Roloff Farms kind of thing. They wanted oak trees, a small town feel, but not too rural. And in Helvetia, I don't know how to say their hometown, so I'm sorry about that. Where Roloff Farms is, they cold called someone and ended up touring their property, and later it popped up on the market that year, and the house was not, like, it's not the greatest. They're still remodeling it and stuff like that, but they agreed that they just could not put an offer on this because it just felt like the right thing to do, even though the deck was rotting, blah, blah, blah. Audrey's parents actually live nearby and bought the field in between their house. And I think there's like blueberries or something there so that no one else could get it and I guess build something on it. And now they're doing a whole remodel. The drama continues on their Instagram. You can kind of see they're doing a lot. And Audrey also switched to decaf coffee, and they talked about, you know, eating real food, real and healthy food, including raw milk and whatever is closest to its life. So for example, if you pick a blackberry, the closest to picking it that you eat it is the closest to its life energy. And so they do grounding and the whole thing, obviously essential oils. And apparently they did struggle with finding the right church for them. They bounced around so many different churches, and they kept using the word during the podcast, disentanglement or whatever, which was so reminiscent of the Duggars. Honestly, the Duggars use disentangle and all that. So anyways, like, I don't know what religious beliefs they had growing up, to be honest. Anyways, Ember had her 6th birthday, and Audrey finally decided to do hybrid homeschooling, I guess. I don't know how often they go to school and how they just homeschool. Anyways, she said under this post, pretty late to the game posting first day of school pics, but I guess that's the perks of hybrid homeschooling. Starting a little later and milking every last day of Oregon summer. I'm a little nervous, but mostly excited for this year ahead. It will be a big learning curve for me, and I'm still a little shocked I'm doing something I said I would never do, but here we are. The Lord changed my heart, and now I'm all in. I know it will be such a joy to learn and wonder alongside them, maximize our time in nature and as a family, and persevere and cherish their childhood in all the ways I can. And Audrey was majorly blasted and mom-shamed also in her comments for later posting a poem on her Instagram page that said something about how people ship their kids to preschool and school, as if some people have a choice. I mean, homeschooling your kids is kind of a privilege in a way. And school is also good. I mean, what's wrong with school, honestly? Audrey is just all into thinking homeschooling is good and great. Anyways, she responded to some commenters and said, the poem is more about childhood on the whole. I think no matter the education you choose for your kids, you can be intentional about cherishing their childhood in a culture age where many things surrounding them are pushing them to grow up faster. So lots going on with Jeremy and Audrey this month. And Jacob Roloff has been taking sides when it comes to a very touchy and sensitive war situation, if you will. He does not shy away from making his political viewpoints known. This is a very polarizing issue, and he's still growing things on Roloff Farms. He's the kid that is raising his kid there. So, yeah, seems like his relationship with Matt Roloff is intact there. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to my rambling and talking and my update on Little People, Big World. The cast, November 2023. I'll be back with more Little People Big World updates, and I'm sure they're announcing the new season soon. I mean, it has to be. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.